Hi folks, welcome to the show. My name is Toba, and today on the show we are going to be talking about how to transition from being a freelance designer to becoming a studio. And to help me with that is Seyi. Seyi is the creative director of Seyi Dá Design Studio, an award-winning brand identity design studio headquartered in Lagos, Nigeria. They provide boutique brand solution services for ambitious and progressive businesses like Cowrywise, Paystack, just to name a few. They also exhibited their work at the prestigious Venice Design Exhibition. Ladies and gentlemen, Seyi. Awesome. So what was the hardest thing about making a transition from being a freelance designer to becoming a studio?
It was finding the right people. I freelanced for a couple of years and I pride myself in being like very versatile and capable of many things. But it got to a point where it was very obvious that if I needed to, or if I wanted to create quality work, I needed help. So I had to start looking for people. I just knew that if I was going to work with someone, it had to be someone that I could freely and very easily bounce ideas, back and forth with. But I wasn't like super bent on finding someone who had the skills with software. I was more interested in someone who could think and ideate and was very open-minded and collaborative, yeah.
All right, so currently you have 6 people on the team, but when it comes to recruiting or building out a brand design studio, what roles would you say are very critical to the success of said studio?
It really depends on the type of work that you want to create as a brand design studio. For the context where we are right now and for the kind of work that we make at the studio, you definitely need a project manager. That's super critical. You need someone who has a very good understanding of everybody's roles and everybody's responsibilities and a very good understanding of what clients want and what they need from time to time and how to balance expectations on both ends. You need someone for your books, for accounts. That's something that's very important. It's not absolutely critical in the beginning because there are software that can help you and assist you along the way, but having someone who's able to track payments, track incoming payments, and plan like your budgets with is super important. So an accountant and a project manager. I know this might be strange because you'd imagine that the first few roles I would be calling out design roles, but the thing is you can't make the most out of design skill and the people that you have if these things are not set in place. Even if it's just you, one person that is being managed, is great. It's a great teaching experience. Then you can now start focusing on design skill, and this is where nuance comes into play, where depending on the kind of work you want to do, depending on the kind of work you aim to create in the next coming months or years, depending on how far ahead you're thinking, you can now start to hire talents.
That's interesting. So still on recruitment, what are the challenges involved in recruiting for brand design?
The single most challenging aspect for us is finding graphic design talent, because almost every graphic designer in this space has pivoted to user interface design or user experience design. They are product designers now. We've been trying to hire a senior designer for several months now. We've started to look outside Nigeria, started to look at India, Ghana, South Africa. It's very challenging.
So you spoke about finding design talent and how difficult that has been. But then you have really talented people that work with you currently. So what have you guys done differently and how have you been able to acquire or find and retain such great talent?
So my partner, Damlola, is the lead on hiring right now. And initially we were very poor at it. We didn't know what to search, what to really put out. Very recently, one of the things that Dami has done is to ensure that we have a more rigorous hiring process. So something we used to do in the past, which was in retrospect very unwise, was we didn't have a probation period. Once you're hired, we're kind of stuck with you. And if you decide to just
right.
be a different person from what we saw when we were screening you, we're kind of stuck with you. And the safety net is to either have a paid internship or something that just helps you properly assess the skill set and culture fit of the person in question on the job, right? It should be paid. If things are good, it shouldn't feel like you're hiring the person. It should feel like a mutual agreement to move forward and continue to collaborate.
Hi, we'll get back to our guest in a quick second, but I wanted to tell you a bit about how you can grow your creative practice with Paystack.
Start a beautiful online store in under 5 minutes with Paystack. Display unlimited product, manage orders, chat with customers via WhatsApp, and so much more. Get all these features and several more for free. Create your free account and learn more at paystack.com/AWW.
And now, back to the show.
You had the opportunity to work with Pentagram. How did the opportunity come about?
It was Eddie Okpara's team that reached out to us at Pentagram, and they're the largest independent design consultants in the world. So they rarely have retainment or retainership type of arrangements. They design and most likely hand off. And that was going to be the situation here. They reached out to us and they basically, said that they liked a couple of our projects, most especially the one we did for Coffee Club, which is a coffee shop. So they really liked the work and they were basically conversing with us on the possibility to collaborate on a project that we knew nothing about at the time.
So rubbing shoulders with partners and associate partners at a company like that, what were things you picked up about running your business better or running a design firm from being in that space? Iteration.
The more often members of your team attempt to do certain things, the better that they get at it. That's just it. Another thing I also learned actually is being intentional. So not just being intentional about like design, but like your image as a design studio, the kind of podcasts you get on, blog posts that you agree to, content that you partner with other people on. All of those things are very important. You want to partner with the right people. You want to do the right kind of things. You want to be calculated about the way you talk, the way you speak, how you present yourself, the kind of brands you work with, the kind of briefs you show. Because trust me, like, I'm sure that you have not seen all the projects that these big studios have worked on. They will put out some projects and be more intentional about some case studies. And then some other case studies are just going to have fewer slides. Not that those case studies are bad work, but in terms of like their projections and where they want to be as brands, the other case studies just help them align better.
That's pretty cool. So that design has had like a lot of success locally, but then it seems like you are positioning yourself currently to take on bigger challenges. So what are some things that you've learned from growing the brand and striving for new things?
Basically, a lot of our decisions now revolve around recognition and attracting the right talent. But because of our peculiar hiring problem and talent problem, we now need to create work that can win international awards and get us recognition outside of this space. One of the things that we're doing is collaborate and create internationally acclaimed work with Nigerian brands, so that like when talent or people who are looking for new spaces or new adventures to go on, we appear on the radar, which is currently not the case. That's something that we're definitely thinking about at the moment.
So the typical person that's going to watch this, we assume that they've mastered or are mastering the creative side of things, but then the business side of things still eludes them. So what would you say to that person listening right now?
Find out the things that you're struggling with, find out the things that you are bad at. You need to be honest with yourself and then find people who can do those things with you or do those things for you. You don't need to hire them. They don't need to be like on your team. You can start off with like paid arrangements or collaborations or like splitting like your fee with them. And then obviously, if you guys feel like this is something that you can do on the long term, then you can like propose like something more formal. But definitely find people to help you out at the things that you're not so good at.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for that. That's very helpful. So where can people find you? Where can people find that design? Social media, websites, everything. Okay. Plug it all.
Right, so website is datdesign.studio. On Instagram, we are datdesignstudio, one word. On Twitter, we are DA_DSGN. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Seyi. We've had such a great time on the show today. I've learned a lot, and I know that anyone watching has also learned a lot about running a creative studio and everything that goes into it. So until we come your way next time, take care and bye-bye.